Hi, Matt with Etrailer, and today we're talking about the Flint Hill Goods steel hitch cargo carrier on the back of our 2022 Chevrolet Express van. Now this is going to be a great option for you if you're hauling a lot of people and they have a lot of luggage and you need some extra space to store that. This is going to help solve that. Or if you have any items that have a lot of spillage to them, whether that be concrete or mulch, things you don't want getting inside your vehicle, that's going to help that too. So let's check it out. So this is going to have a 500-pound weight capacity to it, and it's going to be constructed from steel. So it's going to be able to hold a lot and be very durable. Going off of that, we're going to have this black powder coat finish to it, so you don't have to worry about it being likely to rust. Now I will say, if you are hooking things to this, we have a couple spots where this is chipped off. So sometimes that can flake off, especially if you're hauling things with it. So definitely keep that in mind because it will be more prone to rusting. But you will have a lot of good tie-off points, whether it be these railings on the bottom or on the side. And right next to this, we're going to have this reflector that's there, so if anyone's driving real close to you, they should see this reflector so they don't make contact. Next up, I want to get some measurements. The first measurement I'm going to get is going to be the total distance it adds to our vehicle today. And that's going to be 22 inches, which is actually really good for a hitch cargo carrier. It's not going to take up a whole lot of space. Now, since this is a bigger vehicle, I still recommend keeping an eye on it, especially if you're in close places like parking lots. And for the ground clearance, that's going to be 14 inches. So that's not too great. It's something to think about if you're going up a steep hill, especially if you have this fully loaded up, because that's probably going to drop an inch or two. So you'll be more likely to make contact with the ground. But one thing I do like about this system is how it sits back here. It still allows you to open up your doors. So if you're using this for additional storage, maybe you have the seats down back here, keeping all that extra luggage, you still have the ability to access that. And if you don't have anything in here, this is how it's going to sit. But if you're planning on loading this up a lot of times, you probably want to think about how it's going to interact with the back. So if we stack up items just to about 24 inches, then we should be in the clear to still see our license plates. Anything above that, though, is going to start blocking it. Your backup camera is going to be a little bit of a different story, though. You're going to have to keep that a little bit lower. The max height I'd probably recommend for keep that is just about 18 inches, since you're going to be looking out through, from this furthest point here. So definitely keep that in mind, keeping it below that measurement. As for how it's going to install, it's going to go into our 2-inch hitch receiver, and we're going to have this hand knob that goes through with a bolt on it, and it's going to connect to this 3/4 inch nut. And it's going to give you a secure fit, but we're still going to get a little bit of wiggling. And you're always going to get a little bit of wiggling when nothing's loaded on here, but if you have this fully loaded, that's going to reduce it, but you still might get a little bit. So if you are worried about that, a way to combat that is by going to our website. You'll notice we have some anti-rattle plates, and that should reduce that rattle. Overall, I think this is going to be a great option for you. Like I said earlier, if you do plan on hauling a lot of people and they have a lot of luggage, you need someone to keep that. Or if you have those really dirty items that you're worried about getting your vehicle dirty, that's going to help with this too. And on top of that, even though this is made out of steel, it is still pretty light, so I don't really mind taking it on and off my vehicle, especially if you're in really tight spots. But that's just a look at some of the features of the Flint Hill Goods steel hitch cargo carrier on the back of our 2022 Chevrolet Express van.